My beloved, my chosen one, my child who carries heaven's breath in every heartbeat. Do you feel that strange pull right now? That trembling inside your soul is not fear, it's recognition, because you already know what I'm about to tell you. Archangel Michael says, and Jesus has spoken. Your time is over. The night will not pass in silence. I will visit you before October 22nd. Open this or you will miss what cannot be returned. Listen carefully, child of light, the air around you is shifting. That chill you feel across your spirit is not coincidence, it is the sound of destiny waking up. Heaven has released a command over your life and the angels are already in motion. What once felt delayed is now accelerating. Every second that ticks is part of a countdown designed by divine hands. You have entered the window of transformation that heaven planned long ago. God says, I do not send warnings twice. This is your final call to awaken. And Michael whispers, do not scroll away, for within these words lies the key to what was promised to you before the foundations of time. You have asked for signs, you have cried in silence for confirmation. This is that confirmation. This is heaven saying now. Beloved, stay until the end of this message. Don't wander, don't doubt. Because this word is not meant for the masses, it was carved only for you. Heaven doesn't speak randomly, every syllable has your name written on it. When God wants to reach someone, He speaks in a way that only their soul can recognize. And right now your soul already knows this is that moment. The winds of change are about to move through your life like a storm that clears away old debris. You will see sudden shifts, unexpected messages, doors opening without explanation, faces reappearing from your past, and dreams that once faded suddenly returning to life. This is not imagination, this is resurrection. For too long your prayers seemed unanswered. You wondered, did heaven forget me? But God says, I did not forget, I was preparing the ground so that when the seed broke through it would never die again. Every tear you shed watered the roots of your future blessings. Every night you spent fighting battles no one else saw was counted, not one moment wasted. You were never invisible, you were being prepared. Archangel Michael says, the weight that pressed you down was not punishment, it was training. You are being refined for the throne of purpose that now waits before you. Something sacred is unfolding behind the veil. In the courts of heaven your name was spoken recently. The scroll of your destiny was opened and God Himself asked, is my child ready? And Michael replied, yes, but only if they listen now. Beloved, this message is that divine reminder, a final alignment before breakthrough. Not a warning of doom but a signal of preparation. The time of hesitation is over. You are stepping into a divine appointment that will shift your entire life's direction. But before the miracle appears there will be unveiling. God is revealing truth, people, intentions, paths. Masks are falling and light is exposing what was hidden. Do not fear what you see next. Some people will leave, some opportunities will fade, but this is protection, not loss. Heaven is removing the counterfeit to make space for the authentic. Remember, beloved, clarity is a blessing disguised as pain. When the wrong exits, the right can finally enter. God says, if you cling to the past, you'll delay the future I have written for you. Before October 22nd you will feel a divine acceleration. What took years will begin to unfold in days. Financial chains will break. Delays in business, healing and relationships will suddenly move. Hidden opportunities will resurface. The dreams that looked impossible will find their wings. You will not walk into this new chapter carrying the same fears. The old version of you is ending, but the new you, bold, restored, radiant, is awakening. A woman once said, "I almost gave up before my blessing came." She had lost everything, even her faith. But on the day she thought heaven was silent, a message like this found her. 2 days later her breakthrough arrived, the job, the peace, the restoration she had prayed for years. She realized it was never delay, it was divine timing. The same God who turned her story is about to rewrite yours. Michael says, "Your tears have reached heaven's altar and the repayment has already been signed." That means the shift is not coming, it has already begun. The atmosphere around you is charged with promise. So take a breath. You are not standing on ordinary ground. This is holy timing. Even your ancestors in heaven are whispering your name right now, celebrating what's about to happen. They know you are the turning point in your bloodline, the one who breaks the cycle of struggle and walks into legacy. Every door that was locked is hearing a new command, open. Every delay that mocked you is losing its power. Every prayer you thought went unanswered is echoing back as manifestation. Before October 22nd, expect evidence, a message, a sign, a sudden change. You will know it's from heaven because it will come with peace, not confusion. Do not question how it will happen. Heaven is not asking for your logic, only your surrender. God says, "Stand still and watch me prove that I am still your provider, your defender, your guide." Beloved, stay faithful. This is not the end of your story, this is the beginning of the divine rewrite. Heaven is not only watching, it is moving. And as you open your heart to receive, speak this softly. Lord, I open myself fully. Whatever is not meant for me, remove it. Whatever is meant for me, deliver it without delay. Now watch how the winds change. Because when heaven speaks, creation obeys. And right now heaven has spoken over you. My dear child, if this message has touched your heart, I invite you to share your faith by liking this video and subscribing to the channel. If you feel inspired to support this mission of spreading love and light, you can contributing $50 to $100 through Super Thanks to help spread this message to even more people. Remember, every act of generosity, no matter the amount, is deeply valued and appreciated. My beloved, the heavens have already recorded this hour. The scroll of your destiny has been unsealed, and the light that once seemed far away is now touching your doorstep. You are standing at the edge of something sacred, not an ending but an unveiling. The sound you feel echoing in your chest is heaven's countdown reaching zero. The moment has arrived for the inheritance to finally fall into your hands. But remember, every blessing in heaven is tied to the obedience of the heart. This is not the time to wander off, not the time to doubt what you feel. Stay rooted. Stay awake. The Spirit whispers, "This is the one you prayed for in secret, the word you longed to hear when you thought silence was all that remained." Do not mistake this for another message on your screen. This is the divine response to every question your soul ever asked. For years you carried the ache of delay, wondering why the doors never opened fully. Now heaven says, they were never closed, they were being prepared. Pause for a moment and breathe that in. Every no, every disappointment, every waiting season was constructing the stage for your yes. You weren't being ignored, you were being positioned. When the tide seemed against you, it was only gathering strength to push you forward. And now that wave is rising, unstoppable, undeniable, carrying you toward everything promised. God says, do not call this timing late, call it perfect. You were not ready before, but now your spirit has matured, your faith has been refined, and your heart finally knows how to hold what is about to come. Heaven does not deliver promises to the unprepared, it delivers to those who endured the shaping. And you, beloved, have endured. Michael stands before you with the sword of separation, cutting the ties that kept you small. You once thought people left because you failed, but heaven reveals, they left because their chapter in your story had ended. They were scaffolding, not structure. They were lessons, not lifelong anchors. You were never abandoned, you were being cleared for flight. And this, dear one, is why the pressure intensified lately. Every storm that rose against you wasn't meant to destroy you, but to reveal what could no longer stay hidden. The gold within you had to be purified through the fire of isolation. And now you shine in a way darkness cannot comprehend. Do you remember those nights when you whispered, God, if you're real, give me a sign? This right here, right now, is that sign. The delay has expired. The debts are being cancelled. The promises are waking up. Archangel Michael says, the time of breaking is over, now comes the building. But listen closely, when heaven pours, it pours in floods. Miracles don't arrive gently, they crash in, rearranging everything. That's why the wind around you feels different. That's why people are being removed and others drawn near. Divine order is being restored. The table of your life is being reset. And God says, you asked for peace, now I will give purpose. You asked for relief, now I will give rain. He is not only healing you, He is positioning you. He is not only giving you blessings, He is making you a blessing to others. Those who once pitied you will now come seeking your wisdom. Those who mocked your faith will witness the reward of your endurance. Before October 22nd, a divine reversal is already in motion. The same situations that once brought you shame will now bring recognition. Where you were once rejected, you will be celebrated. Where doors slammed shut, windows will swing open wide. Heaven is aligning people, places, and moments for your arrival. This isn't wishful thinking, it's divine scheduling. Archangel Michael declares, prepare your hands, for they will soon hold what you once only dreamed of. Prepare your voice, for testimony is about to flow like a river. This is why your soul feels an urgency you can't explain. You are being invited into acceleration. But with new elevation comes a holy responsibility. God is watching what you will do with this abundance. Will you give glory or take credit? Will you share what you've been given or hoard it out of fear? Remember, abundance without gratitude becomes corruption. Stay humble, stay teachable, and stay aligned with heaven's rhythm. Jesus says gently, you will not have to chase anymore. What is yours is finding you now. Let that truth settle into your bones. You no longer need to force or fight. The season of striving has ended, the season of receiving has begun. Every chain that held your finances, your joy, your peace, your relationships, it's being shattered in this very hour. The doors that were locked for generations are creaking open. The curse of limitation that ran through your family line is breaking under your name. Heaven's floodgates are opening wider than ever before. Child of God, this is not coincidence, this is confirmation. You have entered the corridor of fulfillment. The old you would not have survived this blessing, but the new you was born for it. Stand tall, breathe deep, and watch how quickly the landscape changes. And when the light begins to pour in, and it will, do not hide it. Let your life become a living sermon. Let your testimony awaken hope in others who are still waiting for their dawn. You are the evidence that God keeps His promises, that heaven remembers every tear, and that no prayer goes unheard. So now, beloved, rise with confidence. The night has done its job, it prepared you for the sunrise. The voice of heaven is not whispering anymore, it is roaring through your spirit. This is your appointed time. Walk into it with faith. My dear child, if this message has touched your heart, I invite you to share your faith by liking this video and subscribing to the channel. Remember, every act of kindness and love helps this message reach those who need it most. The questions whispered about you in the courts of heaven are now echoing through the earth. Will this one carry the glory with humility? The angels asked. Will they remember mercy when the crown is placed upon their head? That is why Jesus says, I will visit you at night. The night visitation is not just about dreams, it is about revelation. When the world grows quiet and every distraction fades, heaven speaks the loudest. Watch your nights carefully, beloved, because the silence will no longer be empty. You will feel it like electricity in the air before a storm. You may wake up sensing a holy presence so real it steals your breath for a moment. Do not fear that stirring. That trembling is not your imagination, it is the mark of divine contact. God says, the night will reveal what the daylight has hidden. Your dreams will no longer be random, they will be coded instructions, messages unfolding like scrolls in your spirit. Keep a pen by your bedside, because some of these dreams will hold keys to unlock your next season. But listen closely, this new elevation comes with weight. The same wings that lift you can also carry pride if you're not careful. Heaven is watching not only your rise but your response to the rise. Will you use the platform to heal or to boast? Will you remember the valley when you stand on the mountain? Archangel Michael says, power without purity corrodes the spirit. That is why this promotion is sacred. It is not a reward, it is a responsibility. Even now the enemies that once mocked you are trembling without knowing why. Their plots crumble before completion, their words fall powerless. What they spoke in darkness is returning to them multiplied. Heaven has drawn a line around you, burning bright like a circle of fire. The decree has already gone forth, touch not my chosen one. Do not rejoice in their downfall, rise in understanding. Justice is not vengeance, it is balance restored. The scales that once tipped against you are being corrected by divine order. God says, this is the hour of vindication. The traps built to bury you will become testimonies that lift you. You will not need to defend yourself. Heaven has already spoken your defense. And now the shift begins. What ended was not your hope, it was the old chapter of hiding. You were never meant to live surviving from storm to storm. You were meant to reign, to walk in authority with gentleness and power with peace. Archangel Michael says, the chains are shattered. Jesus whispers, the gate is open. You may still feel the weight of yesterday, but freedom is already on its way like a river rushing to meet the sea. You can sense it in the air. Everything ordinary feels too small for the spirit that's awakening inside you. You've outgrown the places that once fit you. The butterfly cannot crawl back into its cocoon. You cannot return to the version of yourself that God has already transformed. Do not mistake transition for punishment. Heaven is not taking things away, it is refining what stays. Every night of silence, every betrayal that forced you to stand alone, every unanswered prayer that stretched your patience, these were chisels shaping your destiny. You thought the story was ending in heartbreak and loss. But God was secretly building the foundation for resurrection. The pain didn't come to destroy you, it came to reveal the strength you never knew you carried. God says, I allowed what you thought would break you because I knew it would build you. Your scars are not evidence of defeat, they are medals of survival. And now they will become testimonies of power. Heaven showed me a vision, a courtroom made of light where angels stood as witnesses. At the center was a golden scroll glowing with your name written across it. Jesus stepped forward and said, it is fulfilled. The accusations once stacked against you vanished like smoke in the wind. Archangel Michael raised his sword, not for war but in victory, sealing the decree, my child is free, my child is chosen, my child is ready. This is not coincidence, it is culmination. The things you prayed for in tears are now aligning in time. But heaven warns, open your spirit fully before the appointed moment passes. The scroll has already been unsealed and destiny is sprinting toward you. You've been asking, what exactly is coming? Heaven answers, first exposure. Those who smiled falsely will no longer be able to hide their hearts. Masks will fall, the truth will rise like the sun revealing every shadow. Do not be dismayed when familiar faces begin to shift. Some exits are divine. Archangel Michael says, better to walk alone in truth than to march with crowds built on deception. The light that's coming will purify your circle, separate the genuine from the disguised and pull you toward those who carry real faith, not just pretty words. God says, what I am removing I am replacing with better. New alliances are forming in silence and soon they will appear as answers, not surprises. Beloved soul, this moment you are living is not random. It is heaven's orchestration in motion. Every step, every delay, every moment of confusion, it was all leading you to this exact alignment. The waiting season wasn't wasted time, it was sacred preparation. So stand ready, speak gently, walk boldly, keep your heart clean, for you are stepping into a divine unveiling that will make even your enemies say, surely the hand of God is upon this one. And before you leave, take a moment, like, share and subscribe, because when this word finds another soul who needs it, you become part of heaven's message spreading through the earth. Imagine standing in a room where every locked door suddenly swings open at once. The air itself feels alive with divine energy. You hear the sound of hinges breaking, not in destruction but in release. Those doors are your opportunities, your long-awaited answers, your long-denied access now granted. Heaven is saying, enter. For this is not the season of waiting, this is the season of walking through. But remember this, when new doors open, not everyone can walk through them with you. Some people are tied to your past season, not your future purpose. Do not drag them through doors that were never meant for them, release them in love and move forward in obedience. Archangel Michael says, attachment to the past delays divine movement. You cannot carry yesterday's weight into tomorrow's victory. The journey ahead requires lightness in spirit, in heart, in faith. And now, my beloved, I must tell you something sacred. Heaven has not only opened doors, it has also written new names. Identities are shifting. You will no longer be recognized by your wounds but by your wisdom. Where people once saw failure, they will now see favor. Where they saw struggle, they will now witness strength. The old labels the world gave you, rejected, forgotten, broken, are being burned away in the holy fire. Out of the ashes a new name rises. That name is chosen. This is why the enemy fought you so ruthlessly. He was not afraid of your present, he was terrified of your potential. He knew what heaven had whispered about you in secret. He knew your voice carried the power to wake others up. So he tried to silence it through fear, shame, and distraction. But what he didn't realize is that pressure only purified you. Every attack became a refinement, every setback a setup for resurrection. God says, you were never losing, I was leading. Do you feel it? That stirring in your chest, that quickening in your spirit, that's the call of destiny echoing through your soul. The atmosphere around you is shifting because heaven has issued a new command. Things that were stagnant are now moving. Delays are dissolving. What was once complicated is suddenly simple. The divine hand is rearranging circumstances in your favor even as you hear these words. And listen closely, the financial gate is opening wider than you've ever seen. Resources will begin to flow, not through struggle but through supernatural ease. God says, I am removing the sweat from your blessing. You will no longer toil endlessly for scraps. You will create, speak, and move from a place of divine rhythm. This wealth will not come to inflate your pride but to empower your purpose. It is provision for the vision. But child of light, beware, the new abundance will test your heart. Will you cling to the giver or become lost in the gift? Heaven watches how you steward what you receive. Gratitude will multiply it, pride will drain it. Michael says, keep your eyes on the throne, not on the treasure. In the coming weeks you will notice small signs that confirm this shift. Emails that once went unanswered will suddenly find replies. Calls that never came will start coming. People who ignored you will now seek your presence. Do not chase, attract through peace. Your stillness will speak louder than your striving. For this is the era where grace works faster than effort. And now let us go deeper. The night visitation will increase. Some of you will feel warmth enveloping you as you sleep. Others will hear whispers or see flashes of light. Do not fear, these are confirmations. The divine realm is establishing contact. Jesus says, I come not to frighten but to awaken. Write down every vision, every dream. Even what seems random will soon make perfect sense. Heaven speaks in patterns, and those patterns are the blueprint of your next chapter. Soon you will also notice that the people around you begin to react differently. Some will be drawn closer, others will distance themselves. Don't misinterpret it, light exposes what cannot stay hidden. Those who are not aligned with your purpose will find excuses to fade away. Let them go peacefully. For new alliances are being sent, people chosen by heaven to walk with you into this divine assignment. These are kingdom connections, loyal, wise, and spirit-led. You won't have to question their intentions. They will recognize you not by words but by your anointing. Beloved, the days ahead will feel accelerated. What used to take years will happen in months, and what used to take months will unfold in days. You will see divine speed. But remember, speed without grounding becomes chaos. Stay anchored in prayer, in gratitude, in humility. Do not rush the miracle, let it mature beautifully. And when confusion tries to return, because yes it may try, silence it with truth. Remind yourself of what heaven already decreed. Your time of wandering is over. Every delay has served its purpose. Every heartbreak has birthed wisdom. Every loss has carved space for glory. Jesus says, "The time you feared was wasted I have redeemed in a single breath." That breath is blowing even now over your mind, your finances, your relationships, your calling. Feel it, it is gentle but it is powerful. It is the wind of restoration, the breath of rebirth. You are standing on holy ground, child of destiny. The air around you is pregnant with purpose. What you do next will determine the magnitude of what unfolds. Step boldly, speak with authority, walk as if heaven itself moves with you because it does. Archangel Michael says, "You were never alone in the fire." The flames that tried to consume you became your coronation light. This is your moment to rise, not as who you were but as who you truly are, chosen, anointed, unstoppable. If this word has reached your spirit, it's because heaven chose you to hear it. You are part of something divine in motion. Do not keep it to yourself. Share this message so others may awaken too. Like, share and subscribe, not for numbers but to spread the light that the world so desperately needs right now. The shift has already begun. The inheritance is being released. The only question left is, will you receive it? And child, once this divine acceleration begins, nothing and no one will be able to slow it down. What once took your strength to move an inch will now glide with grace. Delays will dissolve as if they were never real. Even the systems that resisted you will begin to yield. For heaven has written a new command concerning your name, access granted. This means the roadblocks, both seen and unseen, are being removed by divine authority. You will find yourself standing in rooms that once seemed unreachable. You will speak and be heard. You will knock and the door will open before your hand even lands. This is not coincidence, this is divine synchronization. The same angels who once watched you crawl through storms are now clearing your path with speed. But listen carefully, beloved, acceleration without grounding becomes chaos. That is why heaven is anchoring your heart even as it lifts your life. God is saying, stay rooted while I raise you. Do not let new success distract you from old promises. Remember the altar that carried your tears, for that is where your power was born. When you are celebrated, stay humble. When you are elevated, stay surrendered. The crown is heavy but it fits the head that bows first. You are being trusted with influence because your heart was proven in obscurity. Never forget that what began in silence is now shouting through you. And Michael whispers, do not mistake speed for completion. What you are entering is only the beginning of a greater unfolding. The visions you hold are smaller reflections of what God truly intends. The blessing you will see next will not just fill your cup, it will overflow into every dry place around you. Friends will be revived through your story. Families will be healed through your breakthrough. Even strangers who only hear your testimony will feel their faith come alive again. You are becoming a carrier of divine evidence. Heaven has chosen you as a living reminder that miracles are not myths. Yet with every rising comes testing. The enemy does not challenge what is empty, he only attacks what carries promise. So do not panic when resistance appears. The shaking is proof that you are rising. The louder the noise, the greater the anointing being released. When doors close unexpectedly, thank God, for not every opportunity is ordained. When people misunderstand you, bless them, for clarity belongs to the chosen, not the crowd. You are being refined, not rejected. Every no is making space for the yes that cannot be stolen. There will come moments when you feel the weight again, when silence stretches longer than expected. In those hours, remember this word: divine timing is never delay, it is preparation. God is aligning circumstances you cannot see, so that when the promise lands you will be ready to hold it without fear. The reason you have not seen certain things yet is not because heaven forgot, but because heaven perfects. You are being shaped to sustain what is coming. This next season will require stability, not speed, discernment, not drama. And as you walk forward, new alliances will form. People you never imagined will step in as carriers of your next assignment. They will recognize you without introductions because their spirits were designed to find yours. Partnerships will bloom. Doors will open in unexpected directions, and divine conversations will set new foundations. Every connection will serve purpose, not preference. And those who once underestimated you will quietly watch as the hand of God rewrites your story in front of them. You will not need to explain yourself, your elevation will speak. But hear this sacred warning: do not return to places God has already delivered you from. The familiar will call, but do not answer. The comfort of the past cannot hold the fire of your future. You are being set apart, and separation always precedes manifestation. Let go of the need to be understood. Let go of the urge to prove your worth. Heaven already validated you. Your silence will speak louder than any defense. Your peace will be your proof. And soon, very soon, the sign will appear. It may come through an unexpected message, a dream, a number, or a stranger's word that pierces your spirit. When it happens, you will know, it will feel like recognition, not surprise. That moment will mark the shift. From that day forward, the blessings that were circling your life will begin to land. You will look around and see answered prayers stacking like dominoes, one breakthrough triggering another. Health restored, finances multiplied, love redeemed, doors unbolted. And through it all your spirit will whisper, "This is what I was waiting for." Michael says, do not rush the unfolding. Each miracle has its moment. Watch how your days begin to align with precision. Small confirmations will appear everywhere, numbers repeating, dreams recurring, moments of deep stillness where you feel watched over. These are not coincidences, they are echoes of heaven reminding you that you are guided. Even when you cannot trace the hand of God, you can trust the heart of God. Every step you take now is divinely orchestrated. You are walking in prophecy fulfilled. And when this wave of favor settles, you will realize something greater, that the miracle was never just about getting what you wanted. It was about becoming who you were meant to be. You will see that the real transformation happened inside you long before it appeared around you. The fear that once ruled you will be gone. The doubt that once chained you will have no voice. You will finally look in the mirror and recognize the one God always saw, the chosen one, the healed one, the unshakable one. The one who made it through every storm and still chose faith. And so, beloved, as you step into these coming days, hold this truth in your heart. You are no longer waiting for alignment, you are walking in it. What was promised is approaching. What was broken is being rebuilt. What was hidden is being revealed. You are living in the unfolding of divine prophecy. Every heartbeat echoes heaven's decree: it is done, it is yours, it is time. And now, beloved soul, as heaven shifts its gaze upon you, everything that once pressed against you begins to bow. The very ground that tried to bury your dreams will now nourish them. You are entering not just a new chapter but a new dimension of purpose. The pain that shaped you has become the key that unlocks others. The fire that once burned you is now the same fire that refines your voice with divine authority. God says, I have watched you walk through storms that should have broken you, yet you still lifted your face toward me. You still whispered my name through the tears. That is why I am releasing what I held back until now. Do you feel it? That trembling in your spirit is not fear, it is awakening. You are standing on the threshold of fulfillment. What was once distant will now draw near, and what was once heavy will now rise like smoke in the wind. Archangel Michael says, every battle you endured was a rehearsal for this revelation. You were not fighting alone, you were training for command. And now that command rests upon your spirit. You will begin to speak and things will shift, you will begin to move and doors will answer. The authority that heaven has wrapped around you will silence confusion, even the air around you will know when you enter a room. Beloved, you must understand this new authority is not for pride, it is for purpose. You will carry light into places that have forgotten dawn. You will become the evidence that God still raises the broken and still crowns the humble. The story of your struggle will be the sermon others need to survive their own. The oil on your life was not cheap, it came from crushing. That is why when you speak your words will carry weight. But hear me, child of destiny, do not rush this moment. Let the unfolding be sacred. Let the quiet between now and your manifestation be your altar. Because before every public miracle there is always a private consecration. Heaven is still aligning the details. Do not mistake silence for stagnation. What looks still on the surface is roaring beneath the unseen. God says, I am aligning hearts, arranging encounters and weaving divine timings that no man can disrupt. Some of you will meet people who feel like destiny itself walked into the room. Some of you will step into opportunities that seem too perfect to be coincidence. It is not coincidence, it is covenant. Heaven wrote this long before you knew to ask for it. Michael whispers. The tests are ending, but the training is not wasted. Every scar on your heart has become armor, every sleepless night has become discernment. You are no longer walking as the same version of yourself that began this journey. Heaven has upgraded your spirit quietly, and soon the world will witness the results loudly, beloved. When the acceleration begins, remember gratitude. Do not forget how many nights you prayed just to feel peace again. Do not let success make you forget the silence that shaped your faith. God is not just giving you blessings, He is entrusting you with impact. Use your elevation as a ladder for others. Lift, do not boast; heal, do not hoard. For every miracle you receive is an assignment in disguise. Now listen closely. After the flood of favor comes the weight of glory. It will not destroy you, but it will stretch you. Doors will open faster than you can knock, and opportunities will require quick discernment. Choose spirit over speed. Let peace be your compass. Heaven will not rush you into chaos. When you feel the whirlwind, step back, breathe, and remember you were chosen for impact, not for noise. Jesus says, "When I lift you, do not forget the pit I lifted you from. When I crown you, remember the ashes you rose out of. When I bless you, let your hands remain open." This is how the flow continues, through humility. The kingdom expands through those who remember the climb. Soon you will witness tangible signs, doors of nations, voices of reconciliation, and unexpected restoration in your family line. Do not be surprised when people from your past reappear, not for destruction but for redemption. Some wounds will close with words you thought you'd never hear. Forgiveness will unlock inheritances hidden in time. This is the beauty of divine cycles. What ends in pain often begins again in peace. Child of eternity, this is your crossing. You are stepping from hiddenness to visibility, from waiting to walking. Every prophecy spoken over your name is aligning in real time. The angels who once guarded your seed are now preparing your harvest. And soon even the ones who doubted you will have to testify, "Surely the hand of God was upon them." Michael says, "Do not fear the spotlight, for it is not the world's light, it is heaven's." You are being revealed not for vanity but for victory. Every storm you survived was heaven rehearsing your unveiling. Every delay was mercy protecting you from premature exposure. Now that the foundation is firm, God can safely build. Beloved soul, raise your head. The night is almost over. The first light of your dawn is already touching the horizon of your spirit. You will wake up one morning soon and everything will feel different, not because the world changed overnight but because you did. Your spirit will finally match your destiny. The cage has opened and your wings remember how to fly. So stand tall, speak boldly, walk forward as one who knows they are sent. For this is not the end of your story, it is the unveiling of who you truly are. Heaven waited for this version of you, earth needs this version of you. And the universe itself leans forward to watch what you will become. And if this message has found you, it is not by chance. It is proof that the divine timeline has reached your name. So share this word, let it awaken someone else's hope, and keep your heart open, because the same voice that called you out of the wilderness will now lead you into wonder. Remember, beloved, this is your hour of unveiling. Step into it, walk in it. And watch what happens when heaven finally says, "Now." When Jesus comes at night, when His presence rests upon you, you will awaken with a vision so precise that confusion will no longer find room in your mind. The fog that once surrounded your decisions will lift, and what once felt uncertain will become undeniable. You will know exactly where to walk, what to build, and who to trust. Heaven is about to synchronize your spirit with divine timing. Every delay that once frustrated you will now make sense, for each was a thread in the masterpiece being woven around your destiny. Do not be surprised when doors begin to open on their own. What you once tried to force will now unfold effortlessly. The same places that once rejected you will call for your voice. the same tables that denied you a seat will now reserve one in your honor. You are no longer knocking as a beggar, you are entering as an heir. Michael stands beside you not as a messenger now but as a guardian of what has been released. His wings are stretched wide, forming a barrier no darkness can pass. Beloved, you will soon notice a new sound in your spirit, a rhythm of divine confidence. It will not be arrogance but authority. You will speak and things will align, you will declare peace and chaos will dissolve. This is the fruit of the crushing you endured, every tear watered the soil of your authority. That's why your words now carry weight in the spirit realm. You have earned it through endurance. Heaven recognizes your voice because it has been shaped in fire, and as your authority rises, so will the opportunities. You will walk into rooms you once only dreamed about. People of influence will be drawn to you without understanding why. It is not your charm, it is your mantle. You carry the fragrance of heaven now. Favor will follow you like a shadow. But remember, favor is not for comfort, it is for purpose. Use it to lift others, use it to speak for those without a voice. The greater your reach, the deeper your responsibility. You will notice how effortlessly provision flows. What once took months will happen in moments. It will feel like the heavens themselves are accelerating your steps. This is divine momentum, child. Do not question it, do not slow down out of fear of falling again. You are not who you were in the last season, you have been rebuilt on truth, you have been refined through pressure. The mistakes of the past will not repeat because the version of you that made them no longer exists. Now hear this. Restoration will not come to you in the same measure it left, it will return multiplied. Relationships you thought were lost forever may return transformed, opportunities that died will resurrect stronger. The years that were stolen will be repaid with overflow. God is not just restoring, He is rewarding. Every hidden act of faithfulness is now being brought to light. What you did in secret, heaven is announcing in public. The same mouth that gossiped about you will be forced to testify of your blessing, and when the light shines brighter, shadows will react. Some will envy, some will misinterpret. But child, stay anchored, the noise around you is proof of movement. Eagles do not argue with crows, rise above it. Keep your eyes fixed on the promise, not the opinions. This is the season where silence becomes your strength. You will learn that not every accusation needs defense because heaven is your advocate. The same voice that declared you win still echoes in the court of eternity. There will also be nights when you feel the old fears try to whisper again. Do not panic, it's only the echo of a past that no longer has power. Every time fear knocks, answer with faith. Every time doubt creeps in, speak truth louder. Remember, power shifts when you use your voice. You are no longer a victim of atmosphere, you are a commander of it. Wherever your feet step, peace will follow. Wherever your hands touch, fruit will grow. You will soon look back and realize that every closed door was mercy, not rejection. Every heartbreak was redirection. Every unanswered prayer was protection. The divine pattern was never meant to hurt you, it was designed to prepare you. For if you had received too early, the weight of the blessing would have crushed you, but now you are seasoned, anchored, and aligned. The promise can safely rest upon you. Heaven is not merely giving you blessings, it is giving you stewardship. You are not called just to receive but to reign. Your words will carry the power to unlock others. Your presence will shift atmospheres because you have walked through pain without losing purity. That's what makes you dangerous to darkness. Your scars are not symbols of defeat, they are proof of divine survival. Beloved, from this moment onward, watch how acceleration surrounds you. Decisions will align in your favor, what took years to manifest will take weeks. You will be positioned in rooms you didn't even apply for, you will sign contracts that align with your calling, you will bless others not from your leftovers but from your overflow. And in the quiet moments when no one sees you will feel heaven's whisper saying, "You did not break, you bloomed." This is the unfolding of your prophecy. Every test was a seed, every loss was an investment. And now harvest is not a dream, it is your reality. Keep your heart steady, for miracles will not trickle, they will flood. And when they come, don't hide, testify. Because your story is not just yours, it's the evidence of what grace can do when a soul refuses to quit. So rise, chosen one, rise without fear, rise without apology. Heaven has called your name, the battle is over, the verdict stands, and your light cannot be hidden anymore. You are not waiting for your moment, you are the moment heaven prepared for generations. Step into it fully, beloved. The first light of this new season will feel almost unreal. You may wake one morning and notice that the heaviness is gone, the constant worry that haunted your spirit lifted. It will be subtle at first, like the softest dawn, but then it will grow into a brilliance that illuminates every corner of your life. Opportunities that were hidden will now reveal themselves, not in part but in full clarity. Doors that remained locked for years will swing open with ease, as if the universe itself acknowledges your new authority. The timing will feel uncanny, people will appear in your life who you didn't even know were praying for you. Divine connections will align in ways that leave no room for coincidence. Your network will no longer be accidental, it will be supernatural. And the instructions you received in dreams, the nudges that seemed so small, will suddenly make sense. Every step you take will be guided not by chance but by the hand of God, orchestrating a path that is both clear and unstoppable. Do not fear the speed of these changes, for acceleration often feels overwhelming to the human mind. What once required patience will now require readiness. You must act when you feel the inner yes, for hesitation could delay what is divinely prepared. Heaven will give you the wisdom to discern the right moments, the courage to step boldly, and the clarity to navigate paths that once seemed impossible. Your spirit will be sharpened like a sword, you will know when to speak and when to remain silent. The people you meet will either confirm your path or reveal what does not belong to you. Michael whispers. The light of discernment is stronger than any sword, trust it above every human counsel, beloved. Expect transformation not only in what you see but in what you carry within. Your heart will expand, your mind will awaken, and your spirit will rise. The fears that once paralyzed you will now serve as markers of how far you've come. Your soul will no longer tremble at the memory of past failures, for every failure is now fuel for the fire of your destiny. You are being repositioned, your influence is being multiplied. Every act of obedience in the small things will now bear fruit in the largest arenas. People will notice your authority without you having to announce it. It will be evident in the way doors open, in the way respect flows toward you, and in the way peace surrounds you even amidst chaos. Those who doubted you will marvel, those who mocked you will fall silent. And those who sought to harm you will find themselves powerless against the plan that God has set in motion. Now hear this. Your elevation will not be silent, it will not be subtle. It will resonate like a trumpet across spheres of influence. The gifts of wisdom, discernment, and strategy that have been hidden within you will now rise to the surface. What once required years of study and struggle will now unfold effortlessly because the Spirit has trained you in secrecy for public glory. And yet humility will remain your companion. For those who are lifted without humility often fall, but you, child, are being tempered. Every trial, every season of loneliness, every night of tears has refined your character, making you capable of carrying weight that would crush others. Your rise will honor God, not ego. Your victory will display heaven, not self. And that is why the acceleration will feel like a rush. It is the manifestation of divine preparation meeting perfect timing. Expect the supernatural in your finances as well. Streams of income you never imagined will converge, projects that seemed stagnant will gain momentum, partnerships that were delayed will suddenly synchronize. God is orchestrating a season of abundance where giving and receiving flow seamlessly. And remember, this is not merely for comfort, it is for purpose. Every resource released into your hands is a tool for others. You will be a conduit of blessing, a distributor of God's favor. Those who come into contact with you will experience provision in ways that testify to the faithfulness of heaven. Generational patterns of lack and limitation are being broken, Michael says. What was stolen is returned multiplied, what was delayed is now advanced. The harvest is ready, child. As these blessings manifest, you will encounter moments of testing. Not all who appear friendly are aligned with your destiny, not every hand offered in aid is divine. Discernment is crucial, but you are prepared. Every whisper from the Spirit, every gentle nudge, every dream that awakens your heart is a guidepost. Obey quickly, for obedience now locks in the acceleration. Hesitation could mean watching blessings pass by, and God is not in the habit of delaying what He has already set in motion. Step forward, but step wisely. Release what no longer serves, embrace what has been ordained, and watch as the walls that once blocked you crumble before your faith. Finally, beloved, understand the magnitude of your transformation. You are not only rising for yourself, you are rising for a multitude. Lives will shift because of your obedience, families will heal because of your perseverance. Generations will experience freedom because you chose to rise when others would have faltered. Your testimony will become a beacon, your presence will carry authority, your life will reflect the glory of God so clearly that even strangers will recognize the hand of heaven upon you. The visitation, the obedience, the acceleration, all of it converges into a moment of destiny so powerful that it will leave an imprint for years to come. Your time is not just coming, it has arrived. The old season is finished and the new you is fully prepared to walk into every promise set before you. Stand ready, step forward, align your heart. And watch as heaven moves in ways beyond your imagination.